Anxiety is everywhere. You wake up, check your phone, and before you've even had coffee, you're already drowning in emails, notifications, and a flood of bad news. Your mind races, deadlines, bills, expectations. You try to control everything, yet deep down, you know you can't. And that's what keeps you anxious. But if you really stop to think about it, you realize that the key to inner peace isn't controlling the world, but controlling yourself. The ancient Stoics faced uncertainty, loss, and chaos, just like we do today. But they remained unshaken, and so can you. Modern anxiety isn't just a feeling, it's a trap. We live in an era of limitless information, constant pressure to succeed, and an overwhelming fear of the unknown. Every day we are bombarded with expectations, from society, from social media, from ourselves. The result? A mind constantly racing, always anticipating the worst, always preparing for something that may never even happen. We get caught in this endless loop of worry, trying to micromanage our future, hoping that if we just control every detail, we can finally feel safe. But here's the hard truth. You will never be in control of everything. And the more you try, the more anxious you become. But the Stoics saw life differently. They understood something that most of us ignore. True peace comes from focusing only on what we can control and letting go of everything else. The first principle of Stoicism that destroys anxiety is the dichotomy of control. Seneca once said, "You suffer more in imagination than in reality." And that's exactly what modern anxiety is, suffering over things that haven't even happened. The Stoics teach us to divide everything into two categories: what we can control and what we cannot. You can't control traffic, but you can control your reaction to it. You can't control whether people like you, but you can control how you behave. The moment you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, anxiety loses its power over you. The second Stoic principle is negative visualization. This might sound counterintuitive. Why would you want to imagine bad things happening? But the Stoics believe that by facing your fears in your mind before they happen, you become immune to them. Seneca put it this way: "He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a living man." Fear paralyzes us, but if you visualize the worst-case scenario, you strip it of its power. Imagine losing your job. Scary, right? But now think it through. Would you survive? Would you find another way? The answer is almost always yes. When you train your mind to accept potential hardships, they stop controlling you. The third principle is amor fati, love of fate. This is the practice of embracing everything that happens as necessary, even the painful things. Epictetus said, "Do not seek for things to happen the way you want, but rather want them to happen as they do." This is the ultimate antidote to anxiety. Instead of resisting life, you flow with it. A delayed flight, a failed project, a broken relationship. You can fight reality and suffer, or you can accept it and move forward. The more you fight what already is, the more anxious you become. But if you accept life as it unfolds, you find an unshakable inner calm. Now that you understand the principles, how do you apply them in your daily life? The first practice is Stoic journaling. Every morning or night, write down your biggest worries. Then separate them into two columns: what you can control and what you can't. This exercise forces you to see how much time and energy you're wasting on things outside your control. Focus only on what you can change. Everything else, let it go. The second practice is the present moment exercise. The next time anxiety takes over, stop. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, what can I do right now that actually matters? Anxiety is always about the future, but Stoicism teaches us that life only exists in the present. When you shift your attention to what is real, anxiety starts to fade. The third practice is the Stoic test of indifference. Imagine someone insults you. Your first reaction is emotional: anger, frustration, maybe even self-doubt. But ask yourself, is my reaction controlled by them or by me? A true Stoic chooses their response. If you master the ability to remain unaffected by external events, you become emotionally untouchable. So what does life look like when you adopt these Stoic principles? Before, stress, fear, a mind constantly running in circles. After, clarity, resilience, and an unshakable focus on what truly matters. Imagine waking up and not being controlled by your emotions. Imagine facing challenges without panic, knowing that no matter what happens, you will adapt. That is what Stoicism offers, and that is the path to becoming emotionally unshakable. Anxiety thrives in the unknown, but when you embrace Stoicism, you stop fearing the future. You learn to own the present. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom and leave a comment below. What's your biggest source of anxiety? Let's talk about it.